Welcome to Supported Decision Making in North Dakota, Dignity of Risk. This presentation is not meant to give legal advice. Each situation is different. Please contact a lawyer if you would like legal advice. Talking about dignity of risk, we'll begin by discussing decision making. The differences between autonomy and self-determination are that autonomy is your freedom to choose something based on your values, preferences, and ideals. It's what you can do. Self-determination is when you choose something for yourself, by yourself, without outside influence. It's the act of actually doing something. Dignity of risk refers to the legal right of every person to make choices and take risks in order to learn, grow, and have a better quality of life. Someone will never know if they can do something if they don't get to try. A pioneer in dignity of risk, Robert Persky, said there can be such a thing as human dignity in risk, and there can be a dehumanizing dignity in safety. Risk is inherent in choices. Dignity of risk is people making choices that have potentially negative consequences. Negative consequences provide opportunities to learn and to change. There's a difference between negligence and positive risk taking. Does the person know and understand the risk? Are they willing to take the risk anyway? Is the risk unsafe versus unwise? If you are a service provider or a professional working with somebody, thoroughly record positive risk-taking decisions in your record-keeping process. There is a fine line between recognizing and planning for risk and avoiding risk altogether. We need to make sure we are not overprotecting the person unnecessarily. Everyone has the right to make decisions for themselves within their capacity to do so. When thinking and talking about risk, change the what if. Find out what matters. Think about what if something goes right. Embrace creativity and don't be afraid to think outside the box. Use a strengths-based and solution-focused approach. Don't make assumptions about someone's capacity to grow and change. This is the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed one being the mindset that someone is stuck where they are and no growth or progress can be made, versus a growth mindset where we think about the ability to change, grow, and increase our skills. See risk as an enabler, not as a barrier. Explore it with the individual and from their point of view. Think about the difference between reducing risks versus supporting the person in managing risks. Recognize there are both potential risks and benefits in decision making. Work to identify the potential benefits, harms, and impacts. Even positive risk-taking has risk. Risk can be beneficial, though. It can balance necessary protection with reasonable levels of choice and control for the person making decisions. Necessary protections should be justified based on mental capacity of the person, the effectiveness of the protection, and the proportionality. The protections or protection should be proportionate to the risk identified and the potential impact. Ensure that there is ongoing monitoring and review to make sure that those protections are still appropriate on a regular basis. To decide to be at the level of choice is to take responsibility for your life and to be in control of your life. When supporting or working with somebody making decisions, it's important to check if you know what matters. Use reflective listening. For example, what I'm hearing you say is, then listen to see if you've gotten it right. If not, try again. Risk enables us to learn from our mistakes and make better choices in the future. but it's still a growth process. If you have questions about supported decision making or would like more resources, please visit www.ndpanda.org/resources/supported-decision-making. Thank you for learning more about supported decision making and how people with disabilities are entitled to dignity of risk in the decision making process.